Alright, before we start this video, can we just mention the obvious? This pimple that's right in the middle, like perfectly centered between my top lip and my nose. Can we just not bring it up, guys? Can we please stop zooming in? Just stop zooming in on it! Okay, so I think we've thoroughly covered the idiocy of Skip Bayless on this channel. I think I've made a few videos on him. But I think it's time to talk about someone else from Fox Sports that I would argue is just as annoying as Skip Bayless. I'm, of course, talking about the man with a million dumb analogies, Colin Cowherd.
I find Alabama similar to Walmart. You do get that Carson Wentz is Game of Thrones. Mello is that bad relationship partner, leaves the toilet seat up, doesn't help with laundry, dishes always in the sink. Who needs field goals? It reminds me of Whole Foods.
The Golden State Warriors are like ISIS. Now, hear me out. They do a lot of damage, and no one really likes them. Alright, so the whole reason I started the whole Skip Bayless series was because I actually watched First Take on ESPN, and then I kind of watched Undisputed, and I just really didn't like Skip Bayless, because obviously, I'm a Packers fan, so he's dissing Aaron Rodgers. Just the amount of disrespect he gives to LeBron is laughable. I'm not even a LeBron fan, and it just makes me laugh at how stupid he is. And so I go into Colin Cowherd. I really didn't watch him on ESPN. I kind of watched his show on FS1, but not really. I don't really watch these shows anymore because they're all the same. They just say hot takes to get the clicks and the views, and they always just look stupid, but it doesn't matter because they keep getting that money. So the thing I just really don't like about Colin Cowherd, the guy just seems like he has a huge ego, and he states his predictions and his opinions as fact. And we're just going to roll this first clip. It's from the first week of this year's college football, and he just states his predictions as fact, and, well, it's not.
Yeah, I don't need to predict. I know exactly what's going to happen. First game, Michigan at Notre Dame. I got the better coach. I got the better quarterback. I got the better defense. That's a better team. Spoiler alert, Michigan on the road beats Notre Dame 26-23.
Now, if he were alone to just say, I think Michigan's the better team, I think they take down Notre Dame week 1. If he just would have said that, this wouldn't be in the video because it's like, no one's perfect. No one can predict every single game right. But it's the fact that he's just like, oh, I already know what's going to happen. Why are they even playing the game? I have already spoken. Michigan wins. No, they don't! And just the little cherry on top, he has to throw in this little tidbit of, boom, there's another fact for you that's just way off.
Let me throw this out there. Miami Hurricanes beat LSU.
That just came up when I just first started looking up Colin Cowherd clips to use. I mean, this was first week, and I'm like, oh, God, it's only going to get worse. Now, this is one of the clips that I actually watched, and it kind of inspired me to make this video. It was his interview with Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield, you absolutely destroyed this man. Roll the clip.
You know, there was a lot of questions of, oh, he's got character problems, stuff like that. I would hope that you can watch that and get a good judgment based on who I actually am.
Yeah, I've never thought you were Johnny Manziel. You throw a much better football than Johnny Manziel, and he's got issues you don't. I've never thought that.
Time out. What did you just say? Did you just say he's not Johnny Manziel? Because I remember watching so many videos of you saying, oh, Baker Mayfield, the next Johnny Manziel. Let me go in my archives and see if I can find a little old clip of you saying, yeah, Baker Mayfield's Johnny Manziel. Roll it!
You have lectured me over the last couple of months. Colin, it is not fair to compare Johnny Manziel to Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, it's not fair.
It's not fair.
Yes, it's not fair.
Not fair, right?
For the third time, it is not fair!
You've told me it's not fair.
Yes! It is not fair!
Even though they're the same size, same style, A&M and Oklahoma had offensive-minded coaches their final year in school, numbers are the same, they're both cocky. Even though the similarities are obvious, you have told me it is unfair to compare them.
Oh my God!
They're both cocky, they're both small, they like to run around, they're both same part of the country, had offensive college coaches and really profound college systems. Okay, I won't compare them.
Oh, thank God you're not going to compare him, because for a second it sounded like you were going to compare him, but I'm glad you didn't.
Playing Ohio State, I watched every snap. You were, gloriously talented guy, right? And then I see this play right here. Now watch this, Baker, and you throw a touchdown, and instead of, now I don't like this. How come you're not, what? Where are you going? Where are you going over there?
Our band is over there, our student section's right there, and then straight back to our sideline.
What about your teammates?
Did you watch the rest of the game?
I watched the whole game.
You did? So you saw me celebrate with my teammates like the 3 touchdowns before that too?
I don't like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You pulled the one clip of me running right there to our fans and people that traveled well to that game, first of all. And then you didn't show the rest of the clip of me going to our sideline? This is a 5-second clip of yours showing me, and then I'm off the screen right there?
I'd like you to be with your teammates.
Watch the rest of the game. I was.
Do I even really have to say anything? I mean, Baker Mayfield completely shut down Colin Cowherd, just saying it's like, okay, so one of the major complaints, one thing you've just been throwing my name under the dirt for how many months, and what's your hard-hitting proof? Oh, well, you ran away after they scored a touchdown. Like, what is that? Where's the sportsmanship in that? It's like, first of all, Baker exposed you saying he was celebrating with his teammates for every other touchdown besides that one. I mean, he's celebrating with his fans. I mean, he's a college athlete. The college student section is right there. They're going crazy. They traveled to this game in Ohio State. Give them a little love. I mean, that's what they want to see.
You think my accusation that this isn't
the fact
great?
that I feel like you're going for the fact that I'm not a team guy. I'm selfish. Is that what you're shooting at right here, or what?
It is no. I don't think that. I think sometimes your judgment's just a tad off, and I think the NFL's a judgment league because the game is so fast. You have to make the windows get really, really tight and really, really small. You got to make decisions really, really fast. In college, you got that Orlando Brown guy. Got a little more time. I don't love that decision. I don't love it.
The celebration. Do you see what people do in the league now, celebration-wise?
Again, Baker, thank you. What more do I have to add? It's like, really? Oh, you're gonna put the angle of, oh, well, it's a fast judgment league. Let's not show any clips of him making quick decisions in games where it's like, this is crunch time, we got to make a big play here. No, we're not going to mention that, but it's like, your judgment was off on that celebration, Baker. What were you thinking? It's like, have you seen the elaborate, well-planned out celebrations that they have for the NFL? I mean, that's just a ridiculous and stupid point, Colin. All right, so this next clip isn't really sports related. He had a comedian, my favorite stand-up comedian of all time, on, Bill Burr. He's a hilarious guy, so he had him on Colin Cowherd's show, and Colin Cowherd is lecturing him on like the career span of comedians, and he's kind of like roasting Don Rickles, one of the legends of stand-up comedians, and one that's really well respected among other stand-up comedians. And he's like telling Bill Burr how these things go, and Bill Burr's like, you know nothing.
I got a buddy going to see Don Rickles this weekend.
Oh, I saw him about a year and a half ago.
How was he? I mean,
he's great.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He's still great.
Yeah. He's Don Rickles.
So Rickles still can bring it, though. He doesn't have his fastball, but he's still funny.
Yeah, he's still bring. Can we cut the guy some slack? He's like 102.
You're talking like he dies.
You're in your comedy prime right now. Like, this is, you got about 8 years left.
How do you judge that?
Because your energy level is high. You're nimble. I mean, dude.
And what do you do? I'm not like an athlete. I'm going to blow out an Achilles and I can't write a joke anymore.
So I just thought that was a funny little clip, making Colin Cowherd look stupid in another field. So let's move on to more sports junk. All right, let's move on to Colin Cowherd and where he thinks Kevin Durant's going to go in free agency. He's still on the Thunder at this point. He's about to go to the Warriors. Let's see how Colin Cowherd thinks this will play out.
Stephen A. Smith said his sources tell him Kevin Durant prefers the Lakers in free agency at this moment. And I'm here to tell you, he knows what he's talking about. And I'll tell you this is happening. I absolutely believe this.
Okay, your first mistake here, Mr. Cowherd, was your reliable source being Stephen A. Smith. How many stories has Stephen A. Smith broken that have just not even been close to true? That was your first mistake, Colin. Well, it's like, let's give him some slack. I mean, Lakers, that's a big free agency destination to go to. I mean, once the rumor gets out about the Warriors, I'm sure he's right on it, like, oh, okay, he's a Warrior now, right?
This is a story that I just don't buy. Durant to the Warriors. I think there's zero chance it happens.
Okay, or he just didn't think it would happen at all. Okay, whatever. Let's move on. Kevin Durant's a Warrior now. I mean, they're going to win the championship, right? I mean, there's no way you can think they can't win the championship.
I think there's 4 reasons why the Warriors won't win. Number 1 is chemistry. There's one ball, and they have the 3 best pure shooters in the NBA. In the history of the National Basketball Association, you have never had the 3 best shooters on one team.
So my first hard-hitting argument for saying why the Warriors won't win the championship in Kevin Durant's first year as a Warrior is because they got the 3 best shooters in the league. I mean, who can win a championship with the 3 best shooters in the league? I mean, that is just so not fair for the Warriors.
There has never been an NBA lineup this overwhelmingly favored that doesn't, in its current form, have a championship.
So another point you make is, well, this is a team that's never won a championship before. Why are they the big favorites? I'll tell you why they're the big favorites. The team, the Golden State Warriors, just went 73-9 the year previous, were 1 game away from winning the finals, and they just happened to add Kevin Durant, arguably the second best player. Some would argue Skip Bayless, the best player in the NBA. They just added him to a 73-9 roster. Yeah, I think they'll be the favorites, and I don't think that's a big controversy as to why they are. All right, so let's pull a Michael J. Fox. Let's go back in time a little bit to the NBA Finals previous to this, and this is when the Cavs are down 2-0 before the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead, and Colin Cowherd has just lost all hope. Warriors are winning this. LeBron who? And this is what he has to say.
LeBron James is 31. He doesn't dunk as much.
Keeps his dribble somehow. Irving back to James. Irving fakes, drives. James up. Throws it ahead to Smith. Smith, alley-oop to James. Wow. Put in. Beautiful pass. Pass right through the hands of Curry. James, the two-handed slam.
You're not going to get a 45-point night from him. Those days are over. He's a human being.
Well, Colin Cowherd wasn't completely wrong. He didn't score 45 for the rest of that finals, but he did score 41 twice in the rest of that series, and he also dropped 51 in another playoff game 2 postseasons later. So I don't think LeBron is done in any sense of the way.
In the end, we're seeing the LeBron that is 31, is not going to chase you down and block from behind.
A two-pointer. Green, blocked by Curry. Shumpert in pursuit, blocked by James, rejects it. Off to the races, drive past Irving, gets inside. Layup, blocked by James. The second chase down. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James.
I mean, this is just a prime example of something that all these talk shows fall for. Colin Cowherd's talk show, Skip and Shannon's talk show, First Take, all of these kinds of shows fall for this. Is this the end of LeBron James dominating the NBA? Is this the end of Brady and Belichick? How many times have you heard these kinds of shows talk about that kind of stuff? All right, let's get on to some of his takes that are near and dear to my heart because they talk about my Packers and Aaron Rodgers. So let's just get into this first one where he said the Green Bay Packers wouldn't win the division for years.
Teddy Bridgewater won this division last year with 14 touchdown passes. Green Bay is not winning this division for years.
The Green Bay Packers would go on to win the division the freaking year he said this. So this clip of Colin Cowherd mocking Aaron Rodgers and the Packers is right in the beginning of the Packers starting their run-the-table journey where they went all the way to the playoffs and made it all the way to the NFC Championship game.
But a lot of people this morning are like, whoa, Green Bay is back, baby. Yeah, Pack is back. Really? Really? They can't beat a team like a Dallas that can throw the ball down the field.
This to send the Packers into the NFC Championship game. It is good. The Packers are moving on.
I don't even think they'd beat the New York Giants, who I think are frauds.
Packers win 38-13.
Never doubt my boy Aaron Rodgers. All right, so let's move on to one final clip. Let's go into the baseball world. These kinds of talk shows usually don't go there. They usually go football, basketball, that's it. But this is the one rare occasion where they talk about baseball. The only times these kinds of shows talk about baseball is someone gets caught with steroids, home run derby, World Series. That's it. And here we got Colin Cowherd talking about the good old Cubbies. And here's what they have to say about them never winning a World Series. Oops!
I hear everybody this morning. Oh, the Cubbies. They got so close. 4 games from a World Series. They're going to finally break that streak. And I'm here to tell you, no, they're not.
0-1. This is going to be a tough play. The Cubs win the World Series!
All right, So that's all I'm going to talk about in this video. Colin Cowherd, you can relax now. I'm done roasting you. I know you're totally watching this video right now. Matt, he's not watching this video. No one watches your freaking videos. Yeah, well, thanks for being encouraging. I really appreciate that. Well, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope the pimple in the middle of my face wasn't too distracting. And I hope you like this video. Stop zooming in on it! Thank you. What was I saying? Yeah, thanks for watching the video. That's all I got for you guys today. I don't know how to end videos. I'm freaking out thinking of a way to end this video. Bye!
It's not fair. And wait until you get a load of the freak of nature called Greg Oden. His numbers blow Kevin Durant of Texas completely out of the water. Listen, I'm not a big fan of centers. It's like 70, 80% are flops. But you're telling me I can draft just another wing guy? Just another guy who, he's got Antonio McDyess written all over him.